systematically I'm looking like, what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Feel like, so like, you think the only ways you kind of just like, you knew that it still existed from like with the new.
I'm looking at the actions. You know what I mean?
But do you think you like felt, you saw it in other people? Like you saw people being racist towards each other growing up, like in the Northeast specifically?
Not really, even then. And like, I mean, the crazy thing is, I felt like I got more talk about racism from my dad and my stepmom than I did actually see or experience out in the world. I'm not saying that that's not a thing or true. It just don't happen in my reality. You know what I mean? And I'm sure there's been people talk about me behind my back or call me a nigger as soon as I walk past. But like, but I really don't give a fuck. Except for this one time when I was at a gay bar one time and this white guy called me a nigga. He was on that ground faster than he can get that last G out. Period. By the time he got to that second G, he was already on the ground.
He's like, no R, you couldn't even get to the
exactly. He couldn't even get no GA out. Bitch.
Buckle up and get ready to travel through the cosmos of your mind. Unwind and let your ears take you on a journey through time. Every week, we discuss topics ranging from space exploration to the fall of celebrity culture. We look through the lens of our past, present, and future to decide if we should update or delete this from our reality. My name is George Barrios. And my name is Nafsir Jamarkam. And get ready to... The perspectives conveyed in this episode as an all installments of Experience Reality consist solely of the subjective opinions of the host and reference allegations. The content presented should not be referenced as irrefutable fact. This podcast is intended for purely entertainment purposes only.
So you guys are welcome to our... Ooh, I'm like talking so close to the microphone. Over here like, bitch, can you back up?
Yeah, now that I've been editing, sometimes on your part, it's like, you just have a natural projection, you know? You don't need a microphone a lot of the time, to be honest.
Yeah, I realized that I could just like have it back here. You know what I mean?
You just have it on your shirt, like right here. Not too close.
Like getting lazy when it comes to like holding it, because then I like hold it up to my mouth and it's just like there.
Yeah. I actually realized you don't have to do it too, like I was looking, it's like right here is fine.
Really?
You put it, like this is too far, but this is fine.
Oh,
like,
you see? You see what editing does?
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Now I'm in the background, I'm like, oh, yeah. That's why he's like frustrated about that shit.
Exactly.
I was like, can we just record it? And now I'm like, well, I don't have to fix this shit.
Do you see what I'm saying?
But I enjoy it though.
Yeah.
You know how I am though.
Yeah,
I like to like, when it's like something that I have to like persistently try to do.
Yeah.
Like I like that challenge.
And I'm glad that you finally started editing because I feel like I have been a lot more relaxed when it comes to the podcast. Yeah. Because I'm now not overthinking it. Yeah. Because I'm sitting here figuring out how we can get an easy setup to be able to do this anywhere we go. Yeah. Listening to us at the same time to make sure our audio is all good. Also kind of like producing the show in a way, like trying to like guide the conversation. Yeah. And then being like, let's make sure we hit certain points and say certain things and talk a certain way and do all those things to help my editing. Yeah. So but at least now you know I have edited, so now I don't even have to tell you. Now you kind of already know. Yeah. You know,
I think like because I don't have to focus on everything else, like it's a lot easier for me not to really care too much and just kind of make it work. Like, you're just making it like a good raw product for me. You know?
Yeah. Exactly.
So it works out.
Well, welcome you guys to our first episode that is international. International girlies. Yes. How does it feel?
It feels good. It feels natural. Honestly, it feels like almost more at home. Yeah. Than like
I
Georgia.
Agree. I agree. Like, I mean, I know it's not a secret at all, but I agree.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. About you, what do you think?
I feel amazing.
Yeah.
It's definitely like an adjustment, obviously, living in a place that like the primary language is not mine. Mm-hmm. But I'm very grateful for you. Yes. And also, I do know a little Spanish. Yeah.
Buenos noches, días. 7, 8. Me llamo que viene tú. ¿Dónde estaba? Como si te dices.
No, I can get my way through because we're in Mexico, by the way. Which, if you do not follow us over on TikTok, make sure you go follow us over on TikTok because we do daily things about what it's like to live abroad. And Mexico is just our first stop, right?
Yeah, Mexico is the first stop, and then we don't know what's going to be next, but
exactly
amazing.
Exactly. But I've been having a great time so far and really enjoying the experience here and doing exactly what we manifested.
Yeah.
Because I feel like since the beginning of our relationship, we always talked about, getting out of America and not necessarily like running away from anything. Because I think we really enjoyed our experience when it came to doing different things in America, the USA, I guess I should say, because we're still in America.
Yeah.
But when it comes to the USA, I feel like that we did the things that we wanted to do, at least. You know what I mean? And now it's like, let's travel the world and see what the other countries have to offer.
I honestly just think that like people are meant to live in different countries. Like not like the United States is not for everybody.
Yeah.
And I just don't think it's for me at all. I don't think it's for you either. But like I just feel like the repetitiveness, the lack of travel, the lack of like attention to like health and like real health is like a big problem for me with the United States. Like I feel like I can't do what I want to do. You know what I mean? I can't have control over the things that I want to control.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people don't realize that the United States, even traveling to different states, is giving very much different countries. Because we lived in, well, me personally, I lived in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I've lived in Delaware. I lived in Georgia. I lived in California. And then now here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then for you, you've lived in Puerto Rico. You lived in Georgia. You lived in California.
Yeah.
And would you agree that like different states even kind of feel like different countries?
Yeah, California, I mean specifically like I only have 2 states to compare and then like Puerto Rico's territory, so it's kind of like a state. And like they're all completely different. And if anything, I feel like California reminded me a little bit more of Puerto Rico, and I think it's just because of like the more Latino people.
Gente Latino.
I think that's
you're right about that. Because right now, girl, I feel like low key, I feel like I'm in Georgia, like Buford Highway. But also, if anybody's been to Georgia, know Buford Highway, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah, we'll put a little clip.
But also, I feel like I'm still in California. Like literally, the street that's right over there that we walk down, feels like you're in LA.
Yeah,
in LA,
it's very similar. Like I mean, California used to be Mexico, so a lot of people from there have Mexican heritage, and a lot of like the architecture and history of Mexico, of California, is Mexican at the end of the day. So it's like very similar to California. So it just feels like we just came to like a more authentic version of like Mexico. California feels like an Americanized version of Mexico.
Yeah.
Okay, let's try it. Mexican Americans don't like to just get into gang fights. They like flowers and music and white girls named Debbie too.
I agree. You know what I mean? Also, you guys are going to see me patting my face, probably both of us patting our face with this towel. I was trying to hide it behind me, but I'm like, child, I don't give. I'm sorry, I'm going to be patting my face a lot because I sweat so easily that I can't just sit here and be grabbing it behind me every 3 seconds. So it's about to be sitting in my little lap right here.
We went from like dry heat to
it's 80 degrees right now, and we're in humid heat versus what we're used to, which is more dry heat.
Yeah.
So this is interesting.
I have a controversial opinion though. I think that this is better.
You do.
Fine. Like even though I'm sweating, like now I'm like giving
bitch.
It's you
giving wet titties. Wet t-shirt covers.
Wait, do like that.
Now he's been editing. He probably got some ideas of what he's gonna put there, bitch.
Yeah.
But yeah, today's episode is about the United States of America. And I think this is kind of
it sounds so corporate.
Yeah, it does. Very corporate and not a cute way.
No.
But I think this is a great episode to talk about it because we moved out of the United States. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it just kind of happened to work out at the right time.
At the right time, bitch.
We started this journey. We've talked about us moving so we could travel in the United States.
Like 2 years ago.
2 years ago. And the plan was to do this a year ago, basically. Didn't work out like we thought. But I think it was great because California is... I think we needed to explore California before we left because it was like the only state that I feel like is worth exploring to that extent.
I agree.
You know what I mean?
We went to go see every part of California. We went to Napa Valley, San Francisco, LA, fucking San Jose,
Fresno, Sacramento,
Santa Barbara, Monterey, Santa Cruz, and we became Marriott Platinum members in California.
Yeah.
So yeah, traveling around California was so much fun. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
Yeah, this is definitely always in our plans. I think it just worked out when it happened to.
Yep.
And then right now, not being in the country and traveling around the world is kind of not a bad idea, just in case, because our country is a little...
I put some lube on and got him on his knees.
A fucking bitch.
Do you identify as black? No.
You think you just fell out of a coconut tree?
And horse-faced lesbians.
I'm here to announce that we're building Iron Man.
If Donald Trump is not in charge of the law in our country.
Because you'd be in jail.
Secretary Clinton.
I'm lucky I have 2 younger brothers. I'm the oldest of 3, and I've got a sister who's the love of my life.
Turn them off. They're too bright. Turn them off. Turn them off. Let's go. Ready? Turn off the lights. Turn off the lights. Turn off the lights. Turn them off.
Wasn't it? Keep yapping, man.
The people understand, Joe.
They sure
47 years you've done nothing. They understand.
National TV? I think you called me a liar on national TV.
Let's not do it right now. You want to have that discussion? We'll have that discussion. You called me. You told me. All right, let's not do it now.
I don't want to get in the middle, but I just want to say hi, Bernie.
All over the place, right?
The thing is that it's very unfortunate that now America is kind of the United States, I guess I should say, because once again, like America is all of like North and South of America. Like we're literally still in America. But I think for me, it's very unfortunate because there's so many aspects of the United States that is absolutely gorgeous. There's so many things about Georgia that I absolutely love. There's so many things about California that I absolutely love. Colorado, Boston, Hawaii. Like I've worked in all these places and I've also lived in these places. And there's so many amazing things about it that it's very unfortunate that our politics is what kind of gets in the way of all that beauty.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Like the division that the politics create, the way that the government is like, it's not for the people, it's for the corporations.
Exactly.
At this point.
I'm sure in California because
for the people. Yeah.
If you ever have a job, just go to California.
Yeah.
Go to California, bitch. Especially if you're a server.
Serving cunt.
Oh my gosh. The servers get paid $6.15 an hour because that's their minimum wage. 16 well, actually I think it's 15 an hour, but at our resort they pay them $16.50 on top of tips. And then remind you, if you worked over 8 hours, you get paid time and a half. If you work over 12 hours, you get paid double time. Yeah. And if you work, did I say paid this whole time? If you get paid more than 6 hours? Anyways, I don't know.
Look it up. Here's the little sheet.
Yeah.
The little sheet with all the things.
No, but then also, if you work more than 40 hours in just 1 week, you get overtime as well, time and a half. That's wild. That's fucking
Jessica Wild.
Yeah.
Cute.
Yeah. It was an era. We lived. We live in, but we lived.
Exactly. We live. We live.
That was a whole situation.
So let's get into the kind of definite. Well, is there a definition of the United States?
Definitions, actually.
Okay, let's get into the definition.
First of all, this is my new book. Look at it. It's purple. It's very cute.
It's cute. And that's not new.
It's my new book for the podcast. It's new now. It's new for this job. It was just hired. Congratulations, book. But we do the Google definition. So,
used as a name for U.S. And the second one is landmass in the Western Hemisphere consisting of the continents of North America, joined by the Isthmus of Lunama.
We proofread this?
My handwriting.
And you can't even read your own handwriting.
This happens to me all the time. I'll be like, what did I write?
I be scribbling on the paper and then it just like jogs my memory. You know what I mean? Like the scribble is like a neural connection in my brain.
Oh yeah. Sometimes that works, but that Lumuna, I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna come back to that, but let's do the Urban Dictionary. So it says
taboo.
What the fuck did you just call me?
Apparently, I'm gonna try to find the clip and put it in here. But apparently, President Biden said that
America is a nation that can be defined in a single word. I was in the foothills of the Himalayas with Xi Jinping, traveling with him. And that's we traveled 17,000 miles when I was vice president. I don't know that for a fact.
Biden. Yeah, you know how Urban Dictionary is. This is the first thing. It said, American can be defined in a single word, and then he said this.
What does that word mean?
Nothing.
Oh.
They're trying to.
What the hell? What the hell?
It's Urban Dictionary. Of course, it's not. Sometimes it makes.
These people don't make no sense.
No.
What? I'm like,
They're
is
just trying
this
to make-
Latin?
They're trying to make fun of Biden because he used to be.
Because
struggling.
like them talking about he had dementia. Yeah, he was a little off.
The MK Ultra or whatever.
Yeah. But that's interesting.
Yes.
I would probably say my definition of America: ghetto,
The ghetto.
ghetto,
The ghetto, and some really good drag.
drag.
It's a USA American celebration. And even if I was born on the moon, I will still be in America. Sickly, no?
Ghetto and drag.
I'm just kidding. No,
I want to say something about the definitions. 'Cause since we're in Mexico, I took off the Wi-Fi and I looked up in Spanish what America was, and the only definition was the states. I mean, not the states. I mean the continent. So it's like the United States is the only country that considers
itself America. Yeah, we love the narcissist. We call them America.
Yeah. Well, other countries call us Americans too. So I guess because we're the only one that has America in our name. United States.
Yeah.
That's probably why.
That's very true, actually. Yeah.
What the fuck? Are we going to be United Statians?
Which we're going to get into, like, what the United States even is, especially like from my perspective of what I kind of feel like about it now. But what did you think of the United States as a kid, especially because you lived in Puerto Rico before coming here? I'm sure your perspective is totally different. It's like mine. I was born here, but my grandfather is an immigrant. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
From Haiti. So, what's your perspective as a child coming to the United States and not knowing much English?
Yeah. Well, first of all, I think it was completely different from now.
Really?
And I remember thinking, like, the first thing I think of how I thought of it as a kid is I used to call it allá afuera. That's what everybody in Puerto Rico calls it. It's like, me mudé para allá afuera. That means you're going to the United States. I don't know if they say that anymore.
At 18, I moved out of Puerto Rico and me fui para afuera. In Puerto Rico, when we say me fui para afuera, it means that we moved to the U.S. Puedes usarlo si te mudas para cualquier otro lado, but it's most commonly used when you move to the USA.
Okay, like hasta afuera?
Allá afuera means like out there.
Oh, okay.
So like that's what we called it. And I just remember it felt like it was like living like in the movies almost. It felt
in the
like,
what?
In movies.
Oh, okay.
Like it felt.
Sorry, I got distracted because it's cars and stuff.
But yeah, I just thought like it was like the movies and
Hollywood.
Yeah, Hollywood.
Who is the lights?
And I thought it was cold. And I just thought that it was like something like out of the realm for me to like live there. Out of the realm.
Oh, because like this seasons where Puerto Rico doesn't.
We don't have that.
Oh, okay. You like snow.
Caribbean.
Yeah.
Island girls here. Both of us.
Yeah. Island girl. You know, I'm technically not an island girl. I've never been to Haiti a day in my life. They tried to get me good at going. Not the dogs even watching this.
Really? Oh yeah, we have live audience.
Because I mean, we have had an audience. There's been quite a few people out here, but this is cute. What was I talking about? I done distracted myself.
You've never been to Haiti, so you're not really an island.
Oh yeah, not really an island girl. I mean, they tried to get me to go on like a mission trip to Haiti, you know, with like donation bin and stuff. Because my grandfather, owns a church. He's a bishop. So they've done like mission trips and stuff like that over to Haiti, which I hope the motherfucker would. Being a doctor and a church leader, you better be donating to Haiti.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's crazy. It's like, so sad. Poorest country in the Western Hemisphere.
Exactly. After all they've been through.
Yeah.
All they've been through. But anyways, but I ain't never gone. And I was like, I would not want to put myself in that danger. I was like, I'm good. Even though I'm sure like there's beautiful things about Haiti, we just gonna have to straighten up if we go. You heard from my uncle's video where the guy, he was like, oh, he did.
Oh my God.
When the guy fled from Haiti.
He's like, what happened to your friend?
Yo, that video is hilarious. His reactions.
They killed him. And they put him in a place in the public so everybody could see. And they burnt him.
Oh, wow.
They took the friend. Two or 3 days later, he finds out that they took the friend. They killed him. They put him somewhere in the public. They made like a public showing of him. And they burnt him.
Wow.
His reaction throughout that whole video, I'm dying. I need to call him and be like, yo, this is the funniest shit. The most unfunny, funniest shit I ever see.
Oh, yeah. He's like so funny without trying.
Exactly.
In his
Literally.
vlogs.
Oh, on me.
Yeah, in a way. He's more like chill back.
I'm a
Very
gay
laid
version.
back. Yeah. Like the loud
Yeah.
gay version. And he's like very like demure.
Yeah,
He's just like, I'm walking through here.
Yeah,
Like, don't
literally. Streets of
and
Brazil.
And he's just talking like very like normally to himself.
Literally. It's so funny because he doesn't even know that like we've watched like his videos and stuff like that. Like
No,
on there.
probably not.
Like at all.
And we've watched quite a few at this point.
Exactly.
You just have them playing.
Yeah. We're trying to support. But for me, what I thought of the United States as a kid was, I don't know. I really didn't have thoughts. I was too like of myself. No, I did always kind of feel like the United States was like racist as a kid, especially because I think one of the pivotal like things I remember watching as a kid growing up was the Trayvon Martin case, and that cop basically getting off with killing Trayvon Martin. You know what I mean? And I remember being in my grandparents' living room and watching that case and seeing the verdict. I was flabbergasted. And it was just because of seeing how somebody could do that and then get off scot-free.
Yeah.
Like, that's wild to me. Where it's like, I never received any blatant racism directly as a kid.
Yeah.
I never at least like acknowledged it or seen it. Like, I never felt racism from people.
Yeah.
It was more of like systematically, I'm looking like, what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Feel like, so like, you think the only ways you kind of just like, you knew that it still existed from like, with the new...
I'm looking at the actions. You know what I mean?
But do you think you like you saw it in other people? Like you saw people being racist towards each other growing up, like in the Northeast specifically?
Not really, even then. And like, I mean, the crazy thing is, I felt like I got more talk about racism from my dad and my stepmom than I did actually see or experience out in the world. I'm not saying that that's not a thing or true. It just don't happen in my reality. You know what I mean? And I'm sure there's been people talk about me behind my back or call me a nigger as soon as I walk past. But like, but I really don't give a fuck. Except for this one time when I was at a gay bar one time and this white guy called me a nigga. He was on that faster than he can get that last G out. Period. The time he got to that second G, he was already on the ground.
He's like, no R, you couldn't even get to the
exactly. He couldn't even get no GA out, bitch. But I think now, like, I really want to give a fuck. If I did that thing, I'd be like, your mom.
Yeah.
And then keep walking.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean?
It's like, it's just a word and
it's just a
power
word
at this point. Like,
exactly. And I think like people like getting so worked up over like white, like you're literally giving the power to a white person by them calling you that and you get so worked up. I'm like, I don't give a fuck, Becky. Robert, I don't give a fuck. Bob, have you seen you? Check the material, bitch.
Yeah.
Like, no.
Check your technique.
So yeah, for me as a kid, like I never really like experienced direct racism or seen even direct racism. If anything, I've seen mainly communities be together. You know what I mean? I grew up in like from middle school, high school, and even a little bit of college. I grew up in a neighborhood full of all black people that had nice ass houses. You know what I mean? Half the neighborhood had pools in the backyard.
Yeah.
And all the houses at least have 4 bedrooms in them.
Money. He got money. Get it all for him.
And so I never even seen or felt like, and my grandfather's a doctor, so I never felt like black people were any less than to me. Yeah. And it made me kind of cop to white people because I've never felt like I was less than anybody. The fuck? You know what I mean?
I mean,
does that make sense?
Yeah, and then for me, I feel like it was a completely different experience being in the South, and that's why I specifically in the Northeast.
Exactly, yeah, because I feel like the Northeast is definitely very different from the South, which I love that we kind of come from those two backgrounds. And also even with you kind of immigrating over here, even though Puerto Rico is part of the United States. You know what I mean? Over there. Yeah. Oh, yeah, we're not there right now.
But like, it was very different because there was definitely still a lot of racism. But it was almost like it was almost like, well, racism is not that serious because like we're not hurting you. That was more of the energy. It was like, well, there's no slavery. So like, why are you complaining? Like that, like you can work and make money and own a house and blah 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 blah.
Like Rebecca, let me put you in some motherfucking chains for a few 400 motherfucking years.
See how it works out for you and your family and your generations under you, bitch.
Come on now.
So, yeah, it was like definitely for me not. I didn't notice it at first. It was like a learning curve. Like at first, like I didn't notice that like the microaggressions, and then over time, those turns into things that like start to irritate you.
Do you speak Mexican?
Because it feels like people are like misidentifying you or trying to like identify you a certain way that you don't identify with yourself.
Yeah, I agree.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
people knew I was fucking gay before I did.
Yeah.
I was like, gay.
Yeah.
Why are you gay?
Who says I'm gay?
You are gay.
Gay who? Like, no, never. I love boobs.
Big boobs.
Love them.
What? Hold on. Bring it back. Wait, what?
I was like, I love boobs.
Oh
when
my
I
God.
was young, I was like, gay? No, I love
the
them.
boobs.
Girls with the hair. The
Yo,
hips.
when I had a girlfriend, I'm sorry. So I had this girlfriend named Monet.
That's sweet as St. Lucia.
From like middle school into high school. It's like sophomore year of high school, it went down. That's a story for another time. Probably the homosexuality episode. But anytime that she didn't have her weave in, I would avoid her the whole school day.
So rude.
And she was like, I didn't see you all day. I was like, oh, girl, I've been busy.
Real busy avoiding you.
Avoiding you. Bitch, I would take the alternate route.
Literally.
Long way.
I'm not seeing you today, girl.
I want people to see my outfit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Your outfit does not look good with me. I don't want any pictures to record these moments that you are going through right now.
Exactly.
Like, I'm trying to stay attracted to you.
Yeah. No, for real. Because the thing is, like, I was attracted to her, but I was like, I don't know if it's going to stay that way.
You know, like, you have some, you have to stay cute to be attracted to me.
Exactly.
Exactly. No, that's not doing it for me.
No, it's not. No.
Cute.
Not at all. But yeah, I don't even know how we got on that topic.
Whatever. But we were talking about like how we saw it as kids, and then but like not only was it like kind of vague, that's how I saw it at first, and then it's almost like when you come here, you're trying to like maintain the American dream, so you try to ignore it.
Yeah.
You're like, no, like it's good here, like that's the past.
She was saying microaggressions. I was like, as a kid, I don't know if I ever like remember or recognize that there was any like microaggressions of any sorts. Hold on. What is he saying?
Got it there. I think mailman.
Oh, mailman.
I guess he picks it up, like if you need it.
Oh, I love that. They really be out here with their bells and whistles, like, I'm outside, and I'm only going to be here for a few seconds, bitch.
Get out here. You better be waiting for me already, actually.
Literally.
But then I did start noticing, like, blatant racism.
Yeah.
And depending on the area that I lived in Georgia, like, I would run into people that were, like, straight up, like, talking about black people like, in a very degrading way.
Yeah.
Talking about, like, Latino people in a very degrading way.
Yeah.
I think some people felt comfortable saying things in front of me because they didn't know that I was Latino because they were ignorant and I was like really pale sometimes, especially during the winter. That's when I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
People are still like racist in this country. Like
very cowardly.
Like with the ER at the end.
Yeah. And then quite frankly, very cowardly. Because a lot of y'all white bitches wouldn't even say nothing to my motherfucking face.
No.
And I always wonder why. Why are black people always in your fucking mouth? Why are black people always in your motherfucking mouth? When you're a king or queen, bitch, we ain't got time to focus on peasants. And none of us are focused on y'all bitches. None of us. But for some reason, they seem to always be so focused on us. And I just don't get it.
Yeah.
I really don't get it. Like, are you that intimidated?
Yeah.
Are you that mediocre? Are you that cowardly? And I mean, if the shoe don't fit, keep your fucking comments to yourself. But
Keep my name out your fucking mouth!
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to say it's like every white person in the world. You know what I mean? There are some people that are very aware, that are very conscious, et cetera, et cetera. And I've had a lot of white friends throughout my day.
Yeah.
Would I trust a white bitch to be my friend today? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. You have to prove yourself to me for me to allow you in my space, like in that way.
And
you know what I mean?
And talking about whiteness, that was also an invention of America from back in the day. Like from the beginning, they created whiteness to separate people, to put themselves above.
Don't piss down my back and tell me it's raining, government.
I think, unfortunately, like, that stratification based on, like, your looks is just, like, human nature at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But that's why we have to, like, fight it and, you know, go against it so that we don't just follow human nature, because we are past that at this point, that point in evolution.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like, we're just so far gone from that. We're global.
Exactly.
We're also mixed when it comes to, like, our personality or how we act is not based on where we come from anymore.
Yeah, I agree. And I fully agree, because I feel like even growing up for me, it was kind of like sometimes hard, because like people would see me as being black, and then like, and to be honest, this did come from more so black people than it did white people. I feel like just like me, the way I speak and how I carry myself and how I dress and stuff like that, like I would have black people that would make fun of me, but I never like let that fully overshadow how I felt about black people. Like I still had black friends, and I still, you know, supported black people, and I feel like I even more so to this day. In the same way that like I know that there's racist white people out there, and I've had bad experiences with some white friends that I've had, and not being able to trust them. But I won't say that the entire community is all the same, because no community is all the same. The Latino community, white community, black community, Asian, et cetera, et cetera. Well, maybe.
No, we're going to cut that out. We're going to get canceled, and we just started.
Yeah. So we're kind of getting into how we feel right now about America. So with everything that is going on with Trump, when it comes to how everyone voted, when it comes to just knowing the wickedness that the United States of America is, how do you feel about it right now?
Well, first of all, let's transition, because I feel like there was a flip in how I saw this country.
Really?
Like, all the way up till I became an adult, just because I became adult in 2016. Like the year, it was my first time voting, and he was like the first president that was elected.
I didn't even get to vote that year because I was moving from Delaware, and I didn't know how to do all that absence and shit.
It's fucking crazy. And then like, so for me, it's like the disillusionment of America happened that year so hard. I was already like slowly being like, that's crazy that this is happening in this country. Like that people are like doing this type of
for this reality star.
Yeah, and then when he got elected, I just slowly was like, oh, this is all I. And I just started like seeing more and more and more. And then I started seeing like how the scam of the education of like colleges and universities in this country and like the scam of our foods in the United States, the things they put in our food to keep us in the system where they
and sick, and so that they have to like heal us, well, not even heal us, but keep a Band-Aid on us to where we have to keep going to the doctors and keep buying all the medicines.
Keep us in the system where it is very comfortable, it's very leisurely, but it's going to be at the expense of your health. You're not going to have a full, long life like you want to. And towards the end of your life, you're going to be repaying for all that comfort that you had. All those chips,
exactly,
all those burgers, all those restaurants, all that Chick-fil-A with the 80 million fucking ingredients.
I agree.
All that.
And even in our comments on TikTok, a lot of people have said that they've gone to Thailand, they go to Mexico, they go to all these other different countries, and their like digestive and bowel problems are no longer existent. You know what I mean? And it's kind of crazy to like see that and hear about that, and to know that like, oh shit, bitch.
Multiple people have.
Exactly.
Even this girl,
hundreds.
She went to Scotland.
Yeah.
She was eating the house down. Boots.
Didn't gain not a pound. Actually, no.
She lost.
She lost weight.
She lost 10 pounds.
She did.
She lost 10 pounds.
You're talking about right?
That's wild. So there's obviously something wrong. And then, I mean, it's like very fucking common knowledge now that there's a bunch of ingredients.
The dog is really enjoying our show today.
Hey.
Oh, soon as I said something,
you don't like me. The animals always look away when I look back. It was the dolphins and now the dog.
I think it's because of your glasses.
He's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
He said eyes.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I'm thinking of what the dog made from like her perspective. Like, are those your eyes?
Oh my god, those are some big eyes. It's scary as fuck. I'm gonna turn around. No, pero en español. This is a Spanish-speaking dog.
Yeah, I know.
Probably, we don't know. the Americans there or whatever.
Yeah.
Speaking people.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think we got here from I think that was the very beginning of it.
Mm-hmm.
Was there something? No, and then there was the pandemic, and it just kind of like, it feels like 2016 felt like the beginning of the fall of the American empire.
You think so?
And I feel like we're just now like in the midst of it.
Yeah.
Like right in the middle of it. Like, how do we deal
Well,
with this in twice?
The big thing about the United States, too, is that, like, one, I feel like the federal government is an absolute scam. Because, bitch, why are we paying taxes twice? Like, I'm paying my state and then my federal as well. I didn't ask for all that. I didn't ask for the manager to manage the manager. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I didn't ask for all that. Like, we can all be our separate countries and not have to pay this federal shit. Because the federal is not even doing the things that we need them to do.
No, they're not.
They're not doing anything that we need. We can stick with the state motherfuckers and go about our day.
Getting us into war.
Literally.
And making our groceries go up in price.
Literally.
Like, alone.
We can stick with the governors, some mayors. Like, it's too many hands in the pot when it comes to, like,
this country,
United States, like, politics. Like, it's like, why do we have the president? Then we have, like, all these people in Congress, like 500-something people in Congress. Then you got the Supreme Court. None of them but motherfuckers can even be on the same page, except for, aborting shit.
Mm-hmm.
And then, what's it called? Then you got the governors, then you got the mayors, then you got the education boards, then you got even the Congress that's within that fucking state.
And it's
too
all
much.
checks and balances.
Too much.
I get the checks and balances, but it's to a point that there's so many hands.
Nothing's checking, nothing's balanced.
This is just obscurity. Because I'm like, you don't even know.
Yeah.
Like, it's so hard for like citizens to know what's going on in politics.
Barely even know what's going on.
Like, you really have to be a fanatic, a fan of politics.
And I mean, literally, politics is an economy.
Yeah.
At this point,
yeah.
Literally, like, people are building entire platforms and entire brands just off of politics alone. It's funny because when I was younger, I actually used to talk to this guy, also named Nasir, and spelled the same exact way too. He was hot. Courtney and I actually matched with him on Tinder, like, in college. And once again, that's a story for another time. Go over to our TikTok and comment if you guys want that story, because it's interesting. But he was really into politics, and that was the first time that I've ever, like, you can't hear it, like, on the podcast.
Editing thing will take
like,
it out
what
if
are you
anything.
doing?
Building their home in their country.
Like, you reconstructing this place?
Yeah.
Like,
he is.
That was the first time that I've ever met somebody that was, like, into politics, that, like, did politics. You know what I mean?
I hate
and it was like a thing. The thing is, like, I like politics just for, like, the knowledge of knowing politics, but I don't like politics as a concept. Like, it just needs to all be reconstructed. And, like, all taken down and reconstructed, because it's too much.
I feel like I did one semester as a political science major because the 2016 election really got me. Like, I was like,
bitch, I need to know what's going on.
Yeah, I was like, what's going on? And, I was like, just in a dose, I was like, I need to know.
I think I think that's a lot of people could probably agree with that. That never was into politics before. Once that motherfucker came along, politics what? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah.
No. And it's like, I did one semester and I just realized that it's like, these people are, like, fighting all the fucking like, every time they raise their hands, they're trying to argue a point
nobody gives a fuck about, because it's not in our benefit.
It's not
in our best interest.
Yeah, and I'm like, I don't know how this is actually going to be beneficial.
Yeah.
So I had to get out. I was like, I'm done. And I accidentally signed up for, like, a senior level course, and I was like a freshman. Really? So it was like with people that knew what the fuck they were talking about. I
don't know what's saying.
Shit, bitch. There's a lot that goes into this.
There's 2 parts. And they're both lit, apparently.
How many people are in the state of what? State of what?
Partying?
The house of what?
But yeah.
Yeah. So the United States, it's I don't know. It's very interesting. And the thing is, like I said in the beginning, it's so unfortunate that our politics is just so messy and such a fucking TV show that it really, like, distracts from the geographics and the amazingness of the United States. I'm not saying how it was created, how it was built. I'm talking about geographics alone and the things that you can experience within the United States.
The culture fusion that like, I feel like the culture that has emerged in the United States is something like nowhere else.
Very unique.
Very unique. I mean, and there's other places that are very diverse in the world, but there's something about going to America and like assimilating, but assimilating in a way that's also like showing, like adding your culture to the pot.
Yeah.
Like, what is something from your culture that you can bring that other people are going to
And then America loves that because it brings more diversity to the capitalism.
Yeah.
But for some reason, this year, well, I mean, not even this year, I'm not going to lie. It's really been emphasized this year that, and Target is fucking around and finding out. All these other businesses that wanted to roll back their DI fucking around and finding out. Because how are we forgetting the fact that literally diversity is the thing that makes this country amazing? And the fact that you as a Puerto Rican, me as a black man, like us being gay or somebody being Asian from Japan, or you know what I mean? Like coming here and sharing ideas to create something that's fresh, that's new, that's different, and that's inspired from so many different things.
Yeah.
Is amazing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it goes back to white people being so envious, so jealous, so whatever they feel. Comment down below. I would love to hear from y'all. I would love to hear from the horse's mouth. You know what I mean? Like, what is it that y'all actually feel? Like, are y'all just going based off of the fears that was projected onto y'all about other communities and just running with that?
Yeah.
Or, like, what's the deal, huh? You know what I mean?
Well, I think it's ignorance. It's just like there's just a lot of people in the United States that don't come into contact with,
and then they don't care to learn anything.
And also, like, the ancestors of people in the United States come from people that were Puritans.
I did forget about that part.
Puritans, which means like they believed in like
that people aren't even equal,
and like holding on to old values, and that included like thinking that like certain races are above others, and that people should be enslaved and all this bullshit.
Which, when it comes to Donald Trump and saying fuck this Constitution, part of it I'm like, I agree. You know what I mean? Because this Constitution was made by motherfuckers that owned slaves in the first place. That didn't even think women deserved even any fucking rights.
I have some.
You know what I mean?
Just some things that these motherfuckers.
My handy-dandy notebook.
My handy-dandy notebook. There is a lot of shit that these motherfuckers did back in the day, which have created this piece of shit country up there. They've tried bombing Canada several times in the past.
They bombed their own citizens hundreds of times, so I'm not surprised with that.
I was going to get there. They sterilized thousands without consent through a eugenics program, which actually happened in Puerto Rico. They would have women come in they would be like, oh, we have a doctor for you here in the factory. And then while they were down in surgery, they would actually sterilize them without their consent. Trying to control the population of Puerto Rico and have like Americans like come there. Wall Street was actually built by slaves, by the way. Native American schools that were made to take the culture out of Native American boys.
Same thing in Hawaii.
MK Ultra is actually a thing. There's documents actually.
Yeah.
They were
and documentaries.
They were in the 1950s, 60s. They were testing on U.S. citizens with LSD and mind control without their consent. They have overgrown democratically. Oh, what?
I clone Taro.
Oh, good ass movie, by the way.
They clone Taro.
Like, that movie was amazing. Like, I want them to make like different movies like in that theme about different topics in the United States.
I agree.
Like that.
It was really good.
Thrown democratic leaders. So much shit.
Yeah.
Defied Supreme Court orders. I mean, look at our president now.
They're eating the cats.
Like all the way till now, just crazy shit. That way that slavery was actually not abolished.
Just rebranded, repackaged, new delivery.
And there was a Nazi party in the United States before Hitler's Nazi
This
party.
is still going on.
Yeah, lots of shit. Oh, remember,
and that's not even half. That's not even a quarter. That's not even
there's so much more.
But what's the smallest amount? A 0.000001.
Whatever existed before the cent. That's how much. Yeah,
Pebbles.
And even the thing that's really big is that there was a Black Wall Street.
I know. That got burned down.
That got burnt down by a mob of angry,
jealous white people.
The journey is usually the part that you remember anyways.
Angry, jealous white people, because we ain't need y'all. Y'all need to go check out that video that I did on segregation.
Yeah.
And check the white people in the comments. They agree.
Yeah. So we're now, I think right now the United States is great. It's just so divided. People are either...
But the thing is like part of me also feels like it's not divided either. You know what I mean? Which is
they're lying. Is what like
I feel like that they're trying to make the narrative so much about divide. But then when I go out and I experience people and I meet people, it doesn't feel necessarily divided.
No.
Now, do people feel closed off?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like closed offness, I can totally agree with. But fully divided, I think a lot of us are now on the same page.
Yeah.
They're just really trying to push this narrative of like, oh, y'all motherfuckers don't agree with shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And it's very true. I feel like there are extremists, but the extremists are not as loud as it's like seen. Like we don't see that much.
Yeah.
We see it on the news. We see it on TikTok.
Yeah.
We see it on that's when we see that crazy extremist beliefs and actions.
Yeah.
So you're right. They might be inflating it for. I mean, like they've talked about war makes money.
Yeah.
So it's like what a great way to make war than to make one of the strongest or not strong. Yeah, one of the strongest economies and armies in the world go to war with itself.
Yeah.
And make the whole world basically go to war with it.
Yeah.
Because the United States has
all about
rooted
money
itself in every fucking country in the world.
Exactly. So now we're getting into the future of what we think that the United States could be. Do you think that Do you think that the United States still has a future, or do you think it's just going to get rid of the federal government, which I already think is fucking bullshit in itself? Do they just get rid of the federal government and just go state to state, country to country?
To be honest, this is giving like, you know how like Russia used to be the USSR?
Yeah.
Which it used to include a bunch of countries. I feel like that's what's going to happen.
Really?
I feel like the United States is going to...
It's just going to become one big country?
No. Like,
split up.
Some states are going to split off and become their own countries. And then some states are going to stay part of the United States because they depend on the United States. Like a lot of these smaller states.
Like the middle motherfuckers that depend on all the blue states.
Yeah.
That depend on all the blue states. Without the blue states' money, y'all uneducated, dumb, hilly-billy motherfuckers wouldn't be doing shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yep. But they don't. It's like they don't. Those people that live in those areas, those rural.
They don't get it.
They don't get it.
They don't get it.
Like
they in their little cottage, corn house.
Yeah.
Straw house.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Something like that. Yeah.
Paper house.
Paper house.
Little. If they got a house.
Damn.
Shed.
Yeah.
And they don't know what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
And they're looking at social media that's making it even worse because they probably just made this little echo chamber of a social media algorithm.
Yeah.
So.
But also the thing is like, yes, it could be like Russia, but at the same time, it's a whole other time.
Yeah.
And like with technology, social media, globalization.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if it's going to be the same way. And that's why I don't know if America will go away. If anything, it's just going to change.
You think?
But I think the idea of America is so strong around the world, and the complacency of Americans is also something that, like, I don't know if they'll be able to come together to, like, make a change, a revolution like that.
I kind of feel like the future of the United States, it will break up into, like, the countries. Because even Californians already talking about, bitch, if we're going to do these tariffs, we're going to trade by ourselves.
Even Texas said it years ago, too.
Because we forget. Each country has its own president, and it's called a governor. And so they can just be like, hey, China.
Yeah.
Gavin Newsom could be like, hey, even though he's a whole nother story, but hey, China, you want to trade with us directly?
Mm-hmm.
We got ports right here. We can build you a secret port real quick.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or fly your shit in. We'll pay for half.
Yeah.
Whatever the case is, they can make their own deals. So I think that, what?
I was trying to say California. I said Macedonia.
I really think that it will break up at some point. When will it break up? I don't know. This year, next year, maybe in the next 4 years, maybe never. Yeah. But I think that it has the potential to break up because it's just too many hands in the pot. There's too much going on. The federal government is just a bunch of bullshit. And I just don't get it. I don't get it. I really don't.
It's like a disillusionment, but at the same time, it's like it's all the movies they've been showing us for years. It's everything that in the movies was showing us, but we just like, there's no way.
Yeah.
Like we were like, there's no way that could happen. They're just showing us this because like this could never. It's so crazy, and that's why it's entertaining.
Exactly.
And now we're like, oh, this is legit.
Exactly.
This
is that
real.
a dog?
There's a dog. There's somebody walking.
Oh yeah, there's a dog. Oh, there's somebody walking the dog. Yeah, but I mean, it's hard to really tell and talk about like the future of what it could be. Just because it's just so much, and I think we're in times of like such uncertainty that it's like I didn't even think that we would be here.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. But I'm glad that we're in a country that's led by a woman. Because quite frankly, I think women can lead a lot better than men can. Quite frankly, men, it's what got us into all of this in the first place.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
And I think also like the last episode, which you guys should check out about AI. I think technologies like AI, virtual reality, are
really
changing things so much. Because the thing is, with the power of AI, things could be shifted so drastically and so much faster, smoothly, efficiently, strategically. You know what I mean?
Like I said in that episode, or if it's in the wrong hands, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
put
with
those wrong
Elon
hands
Musk
up again.
Huh?
We already know the wrong hands.
Exactly. We know quite a few of the wrong hands.
Put them all up here. All these hands. Can't trust.
Like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But it's going to be very interesting, and we're really in a time of uncertainty. But we are coming to the end of today's episode, and at the end of every episode, we always ask the question, should we update or delete this from our reality? What do you think about the United States? What should we do?
I think I would consider it an update.
Update?
Because I think there is something beautiful. Like if you are like got to experience living in the United States, like I don't know, like 15 years ago.
The top of the microphone is where the opening is. So when you're speaking like this, it's not really getting you fully.
Okay. What was I saying?
You just want to try to position it like this. Like
when I look at like editing, it sounds fine.
Oh, he been editing now. Now he think he know everything.
No, because I started seeing like there's parts where you're like telling me, and I'm like it sounded fine, and you're like telling me to fix it.
Well, because it sounds different in my ear.
Yeah.
And I mean, maybe because I only have one earpiece in.
Yeah.
I can hear myself very clearly, but you sound like far away.
Yeah. I think like what has come out of the United States, like the culture, like the art, the movies, like so much things, the people that came out of the United States, the talent.
Yeah.
Like even like the confidence of people from the United States.
Yeah.
I think it's very like this motherfucker here. Yeah, he needs no hyping up. Like I just think it's so beautiful that that country creates that, and like I think Hollywood and just like
pressure makes diamonds, baby.
Disney, like just all these things that we have there that are so global and just so iconic.
Yeah.
I don't want us to lose that.
Yeah.
Like but I think it could.
Do you think that the oppression of the United States is what like makes it a great place, or like
no? No.
I do.
Oh wait, I know what you mean. Oh yeah, like it builds like
a character. It really does. Now, am I saying that it's right? No. Am I saying it's a good thing? No. But I do think that like the oppression and the racism and all the obstacles and shit, it's like exercising your ability to persevere, your ability to be resilient.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I feel like that also is kind of a part of the beauty, but it's a very unfortunate beauty. You know what I mean? Very unfortunate.
Yeah. But I think part of the reason why, other than the oppression, I think part of the reason why people are so talented there and why people have so many skills there is because you are exposed to so many different types of people.
Yeah, exactly. Especially if you're in the city.
Yeah, especially if you even like the suburbs or the city, like you're definitely gonna learn from all types of people.
Yeah.
Especially like in the bigger hubs in the United States.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
And for me, I think I also would say, you know what? I'm going to say delete. And the reason why I say delete this from our reality is because I stand strong on how I feel about the federal government. I really think that the federal government is a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah.
And it's just out of greed, to be honest, because you have to think that the federal government is here to...
Something always like drops or something.
It's another.
Is it?
They hear me. It was like a fruit or something that's falling from the tree.
Like stop fucking talking.
And it fell right on my lip. Anyways, I really think that the federal government is just a bunch of BS, and it's quite frankly just greedy, because they're getting money from all of these states on top of like us paying them. You know what I mean? Like,
or
the states are paying them on top of like a franchise fee, and then we're paying them another franchise fee. Then we're paying our state. It's too much.
Yeah,
it's too much.
Honestly, maybe the United States.
And the checks is not balancing.
Yeah. I just feel like another thing is like maybe the United States is really like some motherfucking aliens infiltrating the world, because they definitely infiltrated the world. So
has affected every single country in this entire world.
So I mean, sometimes like thinks that maybe it is true.
Yeah.
Why can't we believe in a big man in the sky, but we can't believe that there's a species out here that have the technology and power to change how things go here?
Yeah,
for their
I fully
benefit.
agree. Yeah, I agree.
So maybe it's aliens. Maybe America's just the fucking alien hub, and they're tester. Like they test on us.
Yeah.
On them. I don't know.
I mean, we did watch that documentary about aliens where the guy that worked in the government, I don't know exactly his name. It was a Netflix documentary that we had. Oh, that butterfly is so cute. But it was this Netflix documentary that we watched. We actually watched it on FaceTime when I was in Hawaii.
Yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah.
And he talked about the government being in contact with aliens for years. And I mean, they've literally talked about that recently as well in court. And how they've been testing, like they've had an agreement for aliens to be able to abduct and take a certain amount of humans per year.
In exchange for technology and
exactly.
For power, military weapons.
So what makes y'all think that there's not aliens in our own government? Because Donald Trump is looking a little lizardy. If you really look at him, he's looking a little lizardy.
Mm.
So, but don't come for me.
No,
don't come. This is all just a fictional story.
Yes, this is just for fun and giggles.
This is for entertainment purposes only.
We're just some girlies talking about shit, Please, leave us alone. Beyonce, please.
Yeah. Beyonce, please! Beyonce!
Have you seen that thing?
Yeah.
People being on Beyonce, like, Beyonce.
Yeah. Beyonce! What's that one? That thing that someone...
yeah. When she gets shot, and that one, it's like it's like some show from like Africa, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Which, do you have anything to say?
I just want to say, I would say,
get the point.
God bless America.
God bless America. But you guys, thank you so much for tuning into the episode. If you made it this far, make sure you hit that subscribe button, because why the fuck not? And also, leave us a comment of your thoughts throughout the entire episode. If you think of something and you want to ask us a question or give your thoughts, drop it down below, because we would love to hear from you. But also, make sure you go follow us over on TikTok, because you'll be able to see all of our adventures here in Mexico and every country that we go beyond. But also, how to increase your income so that you aren't just stapled and chained down to the country that you live in. You can make money anywhere you are, so that means you can go anywhere that you want to go. Do you have anything before we close out?
I just want to say thank you guys for watching these episodes. Please give me your comments about the editing. I'm trying to get better. It's something that I'm doing that's really fun.
Yeah.
If somebody likes my editing and wants to pay me, I'll take it. Fuck it. Like, that sounds like really fun. But I just thank you guys, and to America, we love you, but goodbye, and see you later.
Exactly. Hasta la vista, bitch.
Hasta la vista, baby. Mwah.
Thank you for listening to another episode of Experience Reality with Jorge and Nasir. For more episodes, subscribe to Experience Reality on YouTube and your favorite podcast platform, and follow us on social media, Experience Reality Pod. Got questions, feedback, or ideas? Drop us a message and email us at experiencerealitypod@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you. And as always, keep exploring, keep questioning, and experience reality.
Start a stopwatch. I always forget to start a stopwatch.
Is it recording?
Huh? Yeah, it's recording. Yeah, I need to move over a little bit.
And we're everywhere else.
Oh, thank God. There's a breeze, bitch.
Are we good a good distance away?
Yep.
Perfect.
Yeah, we're good. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, okay. Like in person?
Yeah.
Well, duh, you don't have an earpiece. Like
No. You're like, did you become deaf suddenly?
I know, right? Literally.